downtown, rolling past Capitol Square. Chesterfield grinding, everybody's there. Headlights moving on the RVA roads. Rich has her back while the morning rolls. Wake up with Rich and win the day. Don't spend your morning playing catch up. Richmond's morning news keeps you on your way. 8 a.m. now, win the day.
All right, 8:04 this morning here on Richmond's Morning News. My name is Rich Herrera. Win the day. Start with us, or you'll be playing catch-up, followed behind everybody else. Thanks for joining us, everybody, here on Richmond's Morning News. Super Dave, the curmudgeon of all curmudgeons who refuses to be moved aside by anybody or anything. He is unstoppable, unwavering, and anchoring today's show.
I just have a job to do, and I do it.
Yeah, and what's your favorite saying on this show?
I don't know.
What do you always tell me? What do you yell in my ear?
A lot of things, so I can't pick just one.
No, come on. What's my favorite saying of yours?
Oh, shut up and talk?
Yes. Herrera, shut up and talk. It's time for Richmond's Morning News Brief this morning.
And basically what that means is shut up and stop talking to me and get on the air.
Enough of your nonsense, Herrera. Get back to work. All right, it's 8:05 this morning here on Richmond's Morning News. The text messages have been outstanding. And I think a lot of people are shocked and upset. The story we had earlier, it's part of our Richmond Morning News Brief, that the Commonwealth wrote off $301 million of overpayments and unemployment. This is not fraud. This is simply overpayments. So if they have 301, basically, that's almost a quarter of the $2 billion they paid out in over 5 years in unemployment benefits. Roughly a quarter of that were overpayments. Could you imagine the fraud that they didn't even bother to look for? If they're not going after the people that they made mistakes and overpaid, could you imagine how much fraud's out there? That's where we're going to go this morning on Richmond's Morning News Brief. So let's get after it. Here's the 5 stories that we're going to tell you that if you know about this, hey, listen, you're ready to start your day. We'll start story number 1, an update what's going on between the Iran and the U.S. The stare down continues. Iran, they're just playing games right now. Here's the latest from Fox News.
Number 1.
The U.S. military shooting down 4 Iranian-based attack drones that posed a threat around the Strait of Hormuz. U.S. forces, by the way, also hitting an Iranian ground control station in Bandar Abbas. U.S. Central Command in a statement said the strikes were, quote, measured, purely defensive, and intended to maintain the ceasefire. Iranian state TV reporting also the details of a draft agreement which included the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz, also the withdrawal of U.S. forces from the region. The White House quickly, after that was reported, branded the report as complete fabrication.
All right. The U.S. says you can't have a bomb, no uranium, and you ain't going to hold on to the Strait of Hormuz. They go, okay, we'll talk about the Strait of Hormuz, but you got to pay us a bunch of money, and we're not going to talk about the bomb. Donald Trump is trying to give diplomacy the biggest chance he can. It's funny. Who's got more pressure? Iran has no money coming in. Their ports have been blocked. The president has the pressure of the Democrats wanting to use this as a cudgel to beat him over the head for the midterms and the price of gasoline in the economy. If you're a politician, you would have cut a deal and ran already, just because you're getting pummeled by the Democrats over this quote unquote Trump's choice war of choice. But he's standing steadfast, and he's not giving in to the Iranian demands. And the Iranians I'll be candid, they love seeing the Democrats tell him, you're wrong. We've got to take the House away from you. We've got to put an end to this, because they know if the Democrats come into power, Trump is going to be forced to bend and back down in this confrontation, whether Iran gets the bomb or not. He's staying steady. We'll see how much more patience he has before the next step, and we'll see what that is. He did throw him a curveball going, okay, fine, the rest of you Gulf nation states, we'll make a deal with Iran, but you have to join the Abraham Accords and recognize Israel, and we'll stop all the fighting. We'll see where they go. Here's the big story locally. Richmond Times-Dispatch had a great article on this today. The Commonwealth of Virginia overpaid people to the tune of $301 million. And instead of collecting it, they just wrote it off. That's story number 2 this morning.
Number 2.
All right. We walked through this whole article from the RTD. Basically, when the pandemic hit, boom, everybody asked for unemployment that got laid off. Fine. That's something you do. I applied for unemployment. I lost my job. I had enhanced benefits like most people did. Able to hang on, went through all my savings and everything, but we were able to hold ourselves above water and survive COVID. A lot of people had to do that. Don't begrudge any of that. But while the people at the unemployment office were working, they overpaid. They overpaid ridiculous amounts of money. And when it was all said and done, I think they overpaid somewhere in the neighborhood of, this is where I got the number of roughly a quarter of the $2 billion of benefits. The Virginia Employment Commission determined that it overpaid $471 million in benefits that Virginians were not entitled to receive, according to an audit report. Of those $471 million, $301 million just written off as a rounding error. Could you imagine if your bank did that, if your business did that? None of you would have a job. How do these people still have jobs at the Virginia Employment Commission? That's not fraud. That's just incompetence. And then the fact that when they say, "Hey, listen, you owe us money," okay. Hey, can I pay online? We don't have any way to take that. Can I use a credit card? Yeah, we don't do that either. All right, never mind. $301 million. I don't know about you, but I want somebody to not waste my tax dollars. I said I get up early every morning. I go to bed early. I wake up at 3 a.m. to come to work. Have enough respect for me and my dignity of what I do for a living and what you do for a living that you don't write off $301 million of our tax dollars. That's insulting to the taxpayers of Virginia. And I want to know, as Louise Lucas wants to raise taxes, hey, Louise, I got a better idea. How about not wasting our tax dollars? How about going to get that $301 million before you try to raise taxes again? Get rid of the fraud, the waste, and abuse, and I wouldn't mind paying my taxes. But the fact of the matter is we wrote off $301 million, and you still want to raise my taxes? Why? So you can waste that money too? It's a joke. And somebody needs to be held accountable for this. That's story number 2. Story number 3. Oh, the state fairs are coming to Washington, D.C. This is going to be great. That's story number 3 this morning on Richmond's Morning News.
Number 3.
Okay, they're going to have the Great American State Fair. They announced it yesterday. It'll take place in the National Mall. It starts, I believe, on the 26th. It runs for 16 days. And they've got some bands that they will have there performing. It's going to be awesome. So what bands will they have performing? Well, that's our third story of the day. All right, here's the musical performances. Milli Vanilli will be one of the featured bands performing. Who comes up with this? I do have a more substantial list, Super Dave. You ready? You tell me whether you would approve of this. Martina McBride. Oh, heck yeah, I'd want to see Martina McBride.
Her music isn't my thing, but I've seen her sing, and that girl can sing.
Yeah, no, she's awesome.
She has a great voice.
Okay? CNC Music Factory.
I'll pass.
That was a great nightclub song.
Yeah, but it's not 1990 anymore.
Okay, well, then you're not going to like this. Ice Baby.
No.
Vanilla Ice.
No, that's going to be the most work he's had all year.
Okay, how about this one? No, he actually goes out and tours.
Yeah, well, good for him.
Ice Baby. All right, here's the next one.
And actually, he does have a construction company.
He does.
He buys and sells houses.
And he has reality shows.
He's made millions off of that.
Okay, here's the next one. Let's bust a move.
Oh, Young MC?
Yeah.
Well, you just go and see that one song.
That's all it takes. All right, now you cannot argue with this one. The Commodores.
I'll give you that one. Yeah. Although, but Lionel Richie isn't with them anymore.
I still go see the Commodores. All right, Bret Michaels.
I was never a huge Poison fan, but
we just had him on.
He still can sing.
No, he's great.
Sounds great.
And we just had him on the Boone podcast. You can find it on the Odyssey app.
Yeah, and he is a nice guy. Very nice guy.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, Flo Rida. With the boots, with the fur, and the whole club was looking at her.
Wow. I'm impressed you know that.
All right, next one.
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
I don't know if I can sing this. I'll just say Morris Day of the Nights. Oh, wee, oh, wee, oh. Ooh.
Morris Day in the Nights.
Well, you know what Morris Day of the Nights are.
You mean Morris Day in the Time.
Morris Day of the Time. I was thinking I was thinking of Otis Night.
I thought they backed out or something.
I don't know. It's on the list I have over here. Maybe they did.
Well,
All right.
They were popular in 1985.
Oh, wee, oh, wee, oh.
Yeah, that's Morris Day in the Time.
Yeah, Morris Day of the Time. I was thinking of Otis Day of the Nights.
Yeah, that was from
I would
Animal
love
House.
to have Otis Day of the Nights. Because you make me want to shout.
That was a completely different movie.
All right, and then the one that is the piece de resistance. Blame it on the rain.
No.
Milli Vanilli.
We can just stay home and play that.
Okay, whoever picked these bands, I don't begrudge anybody, but come on, Milli Vanilli, you're just asking for people to ridicule this. You're just setting yourself up for brand failure.
Well, it sounds like they had some like 80s concert package and they just gave me to one day.
Their routing of the best of the 80s is coming through. Oh, wee, oh, wee, oh. All right. We'll figure out what concert we're going to go see. All right, that's enough. That's enough. We were talking about spelling bee, but people are complaining that I can't spell. Oh, and today's National Burger Day as well. All right. Today's program brought to you by A+ Windows. You know what? I bought a house in Florida. And we always said, oh, we're going to replace the windows. And then when it got time to look and see what the windows were, and it was just too much work. I never got around to it. You know who did? The person who bought the house after me. And the house actually is worth more because of those windows. I don't know anything about windows, nor do you.